Math?
Also math.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Um,
That's
and
why
then
math wasn't my strong suit. I didn't eat breakfast. I never knew this. Thank you for solving all my problems. I got to tell my
there you
parents.
go. There's the answer. But
I'm bad at
also,
math because you didn't make me eat breakfast.
This is On Call.
Else it'd be really cool to just wear scrubs all the time. Then you don't have to think about what you're going to wear to work.
joke is awesome.
We're here to answer your questions.
We can sit down and discuss all. Wait, I gotta go. I'm on call.
Wait, you're on call? I thought I was on call. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. And really, really, really welcome back to another episode of On Call with April and Alicia. I'm Alicia.
I'm April.
And
It's
we are
good to be
really back, April, right?
Yeah.
We're like
For real
really,
this
really
time.
back now. Well, we were kind of like fake back, and then summer happened, life happens, whatnot. But summer break off. Welcome
Yeah.
back. Welcome back to
Yeah.
school. This is what
I
it's going
know,
to be
right?
for today. How you been, April? We haven't talked in forever.
I
What's
know.
new?
Been
What's
good.
new? What's been going on in your world for the summer? Travels, fun things, germs, weather.
Yeah, we actually stayed away from germs mostly. We traveled, so we camped in Disney around the 4th of July, which was fun.
You can camp at Disney?
Yes, they have a campground. It's called Fort Wilderness. It's a huge campground, and you can there's actually people tent camping, which is really hot to tent camp. But we rented a camper. I mean, a lot of people just drive their own campers in and can camp there, but we rented one. And there's like
It's a
companies that
lot of
partner with
gas.
them, and they will deliver them, and then they're there. Like they bring in like a fully furnished camper, so it's
And
not
it's
really
like
camping. It's more
I've never
like
been to
glamping.
Disney.
I
Well, that's
know.
my speed. I've never been there. I mean, Disney cruise. We talked about that, but so you camp? Is it near so the campsite's near the entrance? And I guess the benefit is we can say we're outdoorsy, but we're also going to go to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, so the hotels in Disney aren't, so there's 4 parks, but the hotels aren't right at the parks. Like they're different. Like it's all Disney property, but so there's the Magic Kingdom sits on a lake, and there's like 3 hotels and then the campground that are around the lake, and then there's tons of other hotels that are other places on property. But this campground, you can take a boat over from the campground
Wow.
to the Magic Kingdom. It's a large property, but
You take
it's
a
nice. I
boat?
mean,
Is that
yeah.
your only option?
No, you can also take a bus, or you can drive yourself.
I was just wondering, like, I'm guessing boat cuts the water, you get there faster. But I was
Yeah,
thinking,
that's
like,
the fastest,
bad weather
most direct
days.
route.
Do I want to take
Well,
a
yeah,
boat?
it shuts down on the bad weather, so then you have to take a bus. But the campground is huge, and it was so fun. Like, you don't have never been camping either, have you, on a campground?
Well, listen to me. I was a Girl Scout. Okay, Girl Scout honor, 3 fingers. I was a Girl Scout, and we didn't glamp. We actually camped with wolf spiders and all in latrines.
Look at
So I
you
did do
go.
those things, but that was as a Girl Scout.
Yeah, but not like in a big campground. So it's
And as an adult, camping is like putting my window. I told you, I just lift my windows up and for
Yeah,
the
I know.
screens, and that's camping.
Yeah, but it was just so fun. Like the campground is just such a fun, to me anyway, it's a fun atmosphere. Like everybody's out, like, sitting around their campsites, everybody's friendly. So on the 4th of July, we were there, and we didn't even go to the parks that day. We just stayed in the campground, and we had a golf cart, and we literally drove around on the golf cart for like 2 hours and just visited all the campsites. Like everybody had decorations for the 4th. They had like tables out, and they were giving away like bracelets and necklaces
Oh,
and little
wow.
like fake tattoos and candy. And they do a golf cart parade. Like a lot of people decorate their golf carts and they do a parade. It's just a fun
That sounds
like
cool, actually. I
atmosphere
think
to
I
be
might
in.
like
Yeah.
that. One of the
Yeah.
times you guys go down there, you'll have to invite Aunt Alicia, and then at least that way, like I'll be with people who are experienced.
Yeah, Disney's
So
very overwhelming if you don't know it. Like I think people that go the first time are like, oh my goodness, but we've been so
yeah,
many times that
I don't
it's
love waiting in lines. So we've got Kings Island by us, and
yeah.
like literally 3 miles from my house. So we definitely take it for granted. I don't take the traffic for granted during the summertime. I recognize people want to be here, and there's a campsite that's off of Kings Island, so that must be something that they do because that's Paramount, right? So,
Yeah.
but they do like jellyfish campground or whatever, like after Yogi and Boo Boo. But Jellyfish Campground is something similar, but it's supposed to have like glamping stuff too. But being 3 miles down the road is kind of like, I don't need to go camp when I live closer than the campground.
Yeah.
Um, so, but I do love amusement parks. I just like we pay for the fast track. We pay for all of
Yeah.
the stuff. We go at 9 o'clock, 1 hour before the park opens, so that we can like hit everything up where we go on really sketchy weather days because we can peel out and get home fast. Like we're not committing too much time
Right.
to it. So yeah, but that sounds fun. And you guys do Disney a lot too,
Yeah.
in different ways. So that's kind of, I just wondered if you did it the same way all the time.
No, it's different every time. So
That's awesome. Only thing I know
yeah.
about Florida, I have nothing to add about my summer work, but the only thing I did hear about Florida recently, though, no weather, by the way, pythons are starting to be like an invasive species. I think it's I'm pretty, yeah, it's pythons. And like they used to only be in the Everglades, and apparently now they're completely like annihilating all of the animals and like taking over territory. And so now like traditional Florida homes, or maybe while you're glamping, there might be a python. Just be careful.
But keep an eye out.
April, y'all did rattlesnakes once upon a time?
We
Please, let's
did.
not have a story about a python.
We'll
in
try not
Florida.
to.
All
We'll try
right?
to stay away. All right.
We need to like figure out how to like not kill them, but like work on their reproductive health in the nicest way. Okay, but here, so the summer has come and gone. I've done nothing, you've done everything. But we are back to school, Abe. It's August.
It is
So,
school time.
what a better way to come back than another episode of Fact or Fiction, Medical Myths, or whatever we want to call this bad boy. It is time to talk about back to school and test our knowledge. How you feel about doing that?
I'm ready.
All right, you have your Post-its. Oh my God, do you still have Post-its? It's been this long.
I do, but you know what? I just realized that I used my last one and that one, so I have to get a new pack out. But I do have my Post-its,
Okay.
and I'll
well,
keep track.
I just want to make sure that you've got a really good, strong pen that writes good tally marks next to A. That's it. Like Alicia, not April. Okay.
All right, I got
Nothing's changed. All right. So let's talk back to school. But in all seriousness, we are going back to school. We like to do these type of things. It helps. One, it's fun for us. Two, it kind of helps refresh all of us as parents, as caretakers, caregivers, providers, patient, whatever. It kind of helps us all organize our thoughts. We've been relaxed during the summer, but fall and winter on the way, and a little prep, right? So
Yeah.
how about you start?
All right. We'll start with
But make it good.
fact or fiction.
I'm
Are
hanging
you
up.
ready? You're hanging up. All right, fact or fiction. Wearing a heavy backpack can cause scoliosis.
This is I'm gonna say nothing's changed, Abe.
You just
still
have to
overthinking.
answer.
Fiction.
You're
I'm gonna
correct.
say fiction
It is
because it's
fiction.
lordosis.
What's that? No. So the key there is that it doesn't cause it. So wearing a heavy
I thought it
backpack
was
does
like-
not cause scoliosis, but it can worsen existing curves if they exist.
I was thinking
in
like more of a
kids.
lordosis or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the S curve is like you're born with that. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Right,
with your
exactly.
posture.
So it's scoliosis is most often caused by like a genetic or developmental factors, not by external overloads, but it can exacerbate an existing curve in people who have it by adding extra strain on the spine. Also causes muscle pain, fatigue, some posture changes, which can also lead to muscle imbalances. I found this interesting. So the weight limit, if you want to say that, you're supposed to keep the
I was going,
backpack.
do you remember backpacks that are bigger than kids?
Well, yeah, and I mean, like my daughter's in high school now, and they don't use lockers, so she carries this. I mean, it's ridiculous, like how heavy it is. I'm like, I don't know how you carry that all day. But so you're supposed to keep the backpack weight at 10 to 15% of the body weight. So like if it's a 100-pound child, less than 15 pounds. And then also you got to make sure it fits right? So the top of the bag should sit like 1 or 2 inches below the shoulders, not below the waistline. Make sure they have good straps, like all those things. So, but in general, watch the weight of that backpack.
Did you have a big backpack when you were in school?
I don't really remember. I mean, I remember having a backpack, but I used my locker all the time.
Yeah, I said we did.
Like I would keep everything in my locker. Like I don't remember walking around school with a backpack, but
we did.
Kids
Our
in high
lockers
school
were not
do that
big.
now.
We had the big LL Bean. Like I had the big LL Bean backpack, royal blue, and your locker was an inconvenience because we had 6 floors, but you couldn't take the elevator, so you did steps. This is old, like an old building. It was in downtown Cincinnati. So it was a trek. So if you had, and the floors were long, I mean, 30, 40 rooms around this large circle. And if your backpack was on the 4th floor, but the bulk of your classes were 2nd or 5th or 6th floor, you had 5 minutes or 6 minutes transition between bells. So you didn't have time. So we took our backpacks everywhere. They were huge. They were probably easily like equal body weight at one point, at least in 7th grade. My backpack was about that size. And we didn't have tablets. So I don't know if your kids have that, but our kids have tablets now. So I feel like my kids' backpacks, same things. Like they look like kindergarten backpacks when they come home to me, because it's like there's this big backpack with like 2 pieces of paper and a tablet.
Yeah.
So they don't have like the books and like the textbooks to lug around like we had.
For us. They have some books, they have notebooks, but I just used my locker all the time. Like I don't remember carrying my backpack
because you
around.
always follow the rules, and you're probably already thinking about your curvature of your spine in 7th grade, and the rest of us just didn't care. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
All right. So I got a point though.
What's that? Yeah.
I got a
got a point for being right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. See, welcome back. All right. I'm going to go. We can say fact or fiction, true or false, however you want to answer this one. Okay. I'm going to give you more of a clinical scenario.
All right.
You have a 9-year-old. Your daughter is 9. She wakes up with a sore throat. She has congestion. She has fatigue. But she never has a fever. She wants to go to school. And you say, well, since she's never had a fever, she's probably not contagious. Is this true or false?
It's true that I would say that and probably
send
her to school. It is false that is correct, but it is true that that's likely what I would do.
Yes. So you're right. And I'm the same, it's so funny, guidelines. When I was thinking of this question in particular, I spent a lot more time on, because a lot of our guidelines are structured around fever. And it's, like you can't read, like we're talking about being contagious versus when are you okay to return to school. And I think somewhere like those lines got a little bit blended, but like fever is just a manifestation of the body's inflammatory response overall, right? But it's not a measure of infectivity. You can have a patient that comes in with a 104 fever and one with 101, and the fever alone does not determine how much more ill they are. Right. I think we just tend to obsess. But you can have viruses like influenza, COVID, RSV, adeno, all these different things that can be transmitted before a fever ever develops. So in theory, we like to say, hey, keep your kids home until they're fever free for 24 hours. That is usually after they've already been sick, but that doesn't mean that the fever is the reason they're not coming back to school, because of contagiousness. It's that it allows, I guess what docs should be saying is it allows the kid to rest.
Yeah.
But it is not a marker of being contagious. So what parents should know is like the thermometer is really just one of the only pieces of the puzzle. I know it's really hard to get our mindsets out of, because we're like, do they have a fever? No, perfect, they can go to school. But if we're really thinking about what we're trying to prevent on the upfront part, is we don't want to spread the virus to other people. However, when your pediatrician or doc says return to school 24 hours with no fever, that is not about being contagious necessarily. So
Yeah.
that was just something I thought I would share, especially in light of everything viral that happens in the fall.
Yeah. I mean, I remember as a kid, the rule was you were going to school unless you had a fever, you were throwing up.
That's right. And then
that
you're
was
like,
Those
don't
are the only two
medicate the
reasons you had to
fever.
stay home. Yeah.
I can remember like daycare days where it was like, oh my God, it's like 101.6. Does this matter? So, yes.
Yeah.
But sorry, folks, if we're really talking about the greater good, don't send your kid.
Yeah. That's true.
All right.
All right.
All right. So we're 1 for 1.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
True. I got one. True or false? There is a correlation between eating breakfast before school and higher academic grades.
Ooh. How your academic grades, like how you do well in your classes? Finish the. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to say false.
False. You are incorrect.
Am I really? That's
Yes.
probably why I suck academically, because I don't eat breakfast.
So research consistently shows that eating breakfast before school is associated with better academic performance, higher grades. So, I mean, of course, there's probably a lot of other factors that go into this, but in general, eating shows that eating regular breakfast, they have better concentration, they have better memory, better problem solving skills, make fewer errors on tests, things like that. One study specifically showed that they made fewer errors in math tasks. So
Math?
also math. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. That's why math wasn't my strong suit. I didn't eat breakfast. I never knew this. Thank you for solving all my problems. I got to tell my
There you
parents.
go. There's the answer. But
I'm
also
bad at math because you didn't make me eat breakfast.
but also like just like nutritious breakfast, like they provide energy and nutrients needed for optimal brain function, right? So they lead to better alertness, participation, and focus in class as well. So, but you also have to make sure you eat
Interesting.
quality breakfast. So it should be a balanced, energy-rich meal rather than, some like, I don't know, when I was a kid, I used to eat a lot of Pop-Tarts for breakfast. It's probably not the most nutritious meal to eat before school, but still.
Something.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just can't eat. I can. It really depends. I think it depends on how late I ate the night before, especially the older I get. I'm noticing I might be really, really hungry or not hungry until lunch. But historically, I've just not been a breakfast person. So I'm not good at math, is the correlation.
No, I'm
So
always I like wake up hungry. I have to eat breakfast.
this is why I always win in these games, because my math skills aren't good. But just so you know, I can't count really well.
You
I
don't
didn't
keep
have
track
breakfast
very
today.
well.
I'm
I'll say
winning
that.
today. I'm winning right now. Okay. No breakfast for me. Okay. So we're 2-1. I'll be honest.
Yes.
No.
No, one. We're
See,
still.
I didn't have breakfast.
Yeah. You just
I still don't know the math. Whatever.
We haven't
I
had
got
the
one
equal
wrong.
amount of questions
I'm
yet.
losing. That's all that
Yes.
matters. Okay, now mine's pretty easy here though. We hear
All
this
right.
a lot. This one's important. I'm just independent of what age, but your child, your adolescent, your whatever, they get the flu and they've been vaccinated for the flu. What do we hear all the time? Flu shot didn't work, right?
Mhm.
So you as a parent, is it true or false that your child gets the flu, but did the flu shot work? Or did this flu shot fail?
Well, the flu shot worked. I mean, the flu shot is not designed to prevent you from getting the flu. It's to make it milder if you get it, or
Great.
to
That's
reduce your
exactly my
chances.
point.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
So, and I botched the way I asked that question, but I'm saying as a parent, if you were to say the flu shot didn't work, you would be false. So you are correct. Vaccines are designed to do more than prevention. And I think this is important. We talk about all the COVID boosters, all the influenza boosters. Now we're starting to see emergence of other diseases that I hope we don't have to talk about too much right now. But with respects to viral, they reduce the likelihood, let's do this, the flu shot in particular, reduces the likelihood of infection, but also decreases your risk of hospitalization or severe complications or intense like ICU admissions, death even for some people or vulnerable marginalized populations. Vaccine like efficacy, it does vary from season to season. So we are getting, especially with flu, we're getting information from the other part of the world and what we think is migrating. And we're trying to predict what is going to come. And ultimately we do our best to do that. And it doesn't always protect us from getting it, but it does clinically reduce our symptoms. And I think we can absolutely like prove that with medicine. So I think measuring the vaccine success solely by whether the infection occurs kind of overlooks its better benefit.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes me think particularly around COVID and understanding we were in a completely different part in our, like in the world at that time. The way I think we marketed the vaccine was like, get your COVID, like if you care about your grandma, get the COVID vaccine. If you care about this person, get into a non-medical community. And there are people that listen to this podcast that are not part of the medical community. I think that's important for us to delineate. You may still get it.
Yeah.
But you are likely to not get it as bad as it would have been had you not been vaccinated.
Right.
In that case. So something I just wanted to point out there. There's my public service announcement. But you get a point there. Now you're really winning, and this is terrible.
That's true. I have pulled ahead officially.
All
right, one more round?
One more round. You got it.
Okay. True or false? Sleep requirements are higher for teens than younger children.
You know my Enneagram 5 brain's going to say, what do you mean by younger children?
Like 12 and younger. A teen is a 13-year-old. So anybody below that.
Ask the question one more time.
Sleep requirements are higher for teens than younger children.
I'm going to say true.
False.
My teen needs to sleep all of the time. So I'm sorry. I'm taking
Well, I thought this was interesting. Plus, I was like tired, when I was like looking at this. I was like, yeah, let's talk about sleep.
Well, considering we both have teens, I'm kind of like,
yeah.
Yes, you need to go sleep, love. Go sleep.
Yeah. So teens generally need fewer hours of sleep than younger children, but that's not because like they just need lower overall. It's more due to like biological changes that happen during adolescence. So recommended sleep amounts for children that are like 6 to 12 years old is like 9 to 12 hours. Teens ages 13 to 18, it's like 8 to 10. So they still need quite a bit of sleep. But in terms of why the numbers go down, there's a circadian rhythm shift that happens during puberty. So it makes them more alert naturally, like later in the evening, more tired earlier in the morning. There's some developmental changes that happen in the brain with like physical growth slows down compared to the preteen years. And then energy balance. Younger children are often more active and have higher metabolic demands, so they require more sleep to recover when they're littler. The teens' activity levels and recovery needs are aligned more with adult patterns, so fewer hours are better. So the key takeaway is that they can stay up later, but they're sleepy in the morning and they still need 8 to 10 hours, but not that 9 to 12 hours of sleep.
I say give them whatever they need.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But what's interesting, seriously, and one of my questions, and I'm not going to ask this one now. And for anybody listening, we don't share our questions with each other. This is really like live. One of mine was just about a little bit more like parents that want to supplement kids through sleep or supplement to support immune system, things like that. And it actually came all the way down to adequate sleep is your best immune function support.
Yeah.
Period. So like you can do all your immune defense, vitamin C, zinc, like those are great additions, assuming like that's what your provider recommends. But your best immune system is sleep, which is why I'm always like sleep. Just sleep.
Yeah.
You go sleep.
Which is why you're supposed to too, like, as they get in this summer schedule where they're up late and sleeping in, and you are supposed to take like a week or two to kind of shift going into the school year so that it's not a huge shock to their bodies.
It's interesting that it even changes like their metabolism, and we'll get into that differently. But as I'm watching Juliana, she's very in tune with her body, and where she'll even talk about like GI changes and things like when she is like gets poor sleep or when she's not really well rested. It's very interesting, especially from her perspective, because she's pretty locked into that. Okay. Last question for the win. I'm going to call this double Jeopardy. We're not playing Jeopardy, but I've just changed the game. So now it's double Jeopardy. If you get this right, you take it.
All right.
If you get this wrong, I take it.
Nope.
Just how
Okay.
it goes.
Go ahead.
But you'll get it right anyway. Okay, so you got some soccer players in your house. I've got some volleyball athletes. They love energy drinks. So your daughter or your son, well, you don't have a son, but your daughter plays soccer. She drinks 2 energy drinks before every game. She says, Mom, they help me focus. They help me focus a lot better than water helps me focus. Since she's otherwise healthy, she doesn't have any issues, nothing. Do you think, not do you think, this is an appropriate strategy? Just let her keep drinking energy drinks before a game, true or false? This is easy, but there's an important part of this.
This is definitely not okay.
That's absolutely right. But are you seeing it a lot?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you can tell I've come with a different heart in summer 2026.
As a coach, I'm like, stop it. Yeah.
It is. It's almost, I thought Red Bulls and Monsters were bad in our generation. The Celsius, like everything and anything. Alani, I don't even know what might have some stimulant or whatever in it, but energy drinks are frequently marketed and confused as sports drinks. So if I can employ anything, and I don't know how you feel, April, but as a coach, these are not the drinks that you should be drinking before a game. Maintain high amounts of caffeine. Other stimulants, like is it the L-carnitine? There's another other upper that they add. It's not the green tea extract, but there's another stimulant that's involved. But it can obviously increases your heart rate. That's why somebody feels a bit more alert or focused. But also the blood pressure. It can cause sleep disruptions. It can cause anxiety. They do not replace hydration. They do not replace electrolytes. They do not replace your conditioning. And the way we market says, take this pre-workout stimulant XYZ, and you'll have a better result from your workout. They don't. They don't help with conditioning. They don't help with your recovery. They actually can impair your performance and worsen your sleep, which, as we just talked about, you worsen your sleep. Your body is not at its top game, and you're not going to perform the same way. And then you're at a significant dehydration risk just adding the caffeine. So fatigue in adolescents, especially adolescent athletes, it's really common, but it's related to their silly sleep cycles that they are doing poor nutrition, okay, or insufficient hydration at that point. I am seeing a concerning amount of kids addicted to coffee, even espresso, all of this stuff. I'm like, this is insane. So if your teenager needs an energy drink before practice, here's my recommendation as a parent would be the real solution is probably an earlier bedtime.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more water, or maybe a pre-workout, pre-practice, pre-game meal.
Yes.
Let them get the energy naturally that way and not through caffeine. So
yeah. I mean, I see it too. And I'm like, I didn't drink coffee until I was out of PA school, it just is so crazy to me. So it's just so, I tell them every time
Red
I
Bull
see it.
when it came out. And that's it. We didn't have it, but we also didn't have access to store, access is just a little bit different now. And kids come in, they just hand them off, and they're testing for them in college. Like the Celsius, there's some ingredient in there that college athletes can't take. I mean, if you've got that much additive to a drink, you don't need it.
Absolutely.
Go for the source. At least that's what I think. So, okay, so I won. Yes, welcome.
So
back,
I was just
everyone.
going to say it was great to come back with a win, and
you did. But I did miss you miserably, as you know.
Too,
it has been it's been a long time, and it's great to get back, and it's great to connect with everybody again. What'd you learn today? Did anything stand out to you?
Not really.
Even in your own research. For me, I'll say I nothing stood out to me. I think I just had some public service announcements I wanted to make. As you can see, I had a mission today. A couple things that I'm watching in my personal life or happen around my children. But the energy drink thing for me was really eye-opening. Just the volume that
it just reaffirmed to me that every time I tell my kids, no, you're not drinking that, it's
you don't have to feel like that.
It's justified.
Mom.
Yeah.
We didn't let you get Starbucks, and you get to save your $6 for a drink that's going to give you palpitations, and we're going to end up in some cards visit anyway, is what's going to end up happening. So
Well,
This is
hopefully not.
awesome. I'm so happy to be back, April. I can't wait
Me too.
for
I
the
missed
next
it, for sure.
episode.
It's good to record.
Absolutely. And I know this one's a little bit shorter than usual, but it's been great, everybody,
Yep.
to connect.
Well, thanks for listening as always, guys. And, if you have any suggestion for us or comments or questions for us, you can reach us at our Instagram, which is On Call with April and Alicia. We still have that email address that
First
I don't think
person to
we've,
use it.
I don't think
wins
we've
something.
used it at all. It's On Call
Something.
Podcast at soundphysicians.com.
We're
But we'd
gonna
love to
announce your
hear from
name
you. And
on our podcast, if whoever emails, I'm telling you, we're going to.
Yeah,
we'll
I
be
know.
famous.
It
As
will be a
famous as
great
we are.
day, the day we
Right.
get that first email. All right,
And
everyone.
Until the next time, you guys stay well. And we are back on call. So we will be
That's
here.
right.
We'll see you guys on the next time.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good one.